Hello everyone, my name is Steve. I want to welcome you to my YouTube channel. In this session, I'm going to be teaching you some basic concepts or basic instruction, beginner instructions of how to play simple chords on a guitar. I was in a guitar class about a year and a half ago. It was a beginner's guitar class and I really enjoyed it, where I met with some of the students and that, and one of my best friends actually led it at the time. And I was able to engage with other people and teach them about some of the simple stuff that I took for granted. You know, after I became a guitar player for a while, I found it nothing of interest to really try to teach people beginner guitar lessons because, I don't know, I just didn't feel like I was, the person to do it. But anyways, more recently, God's changed my heart and kind of turned my direction around in a lot of ways, and I felt maybe this is a good way to really start off a YouTube channel other than, on the same channel, I'm going to be having Bible verses once a week and maybe just throw in some guitar, solos or just some guitar lessons for those who are eager to want to learn how to play guitar. But anyway, one of the first things you can learn on a guitar, first of all, you want to know that this is the headboard right here, runs all along. And these things, you see these little things between here, the little dashes or the lines, these are the frets, and they divide the guitar all the way down from the top to the bottom there. These are little dots you see, these are the fret positions, and you'll learn later those are actually used for a lot of lead guitar and stuff like that. And these frets start at the top numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. After 12 they kind of start over again with the keynotes. To not make this too advanced, these are the strings, and your strings start from the lowest string right here. It's your G string. And your highest string is the E. So it's basically E, A, D, G, B, E. So E, A, D, G, B, E is the notes on the guitar. So the first thing you'll want to do is on the first fret here, we're going to learn basically an A minor chord. From the second string over on the B, you're going to put your, I like to say, your index finger on there at the top there. And then you're going to take your next finger below your index finger, I don't know what finger they call that, middle finger, whatever, and then you're going to actually put that on the next string over, which is actually your G string on the second fret, and then you're going to put the next finger right next to that one on the second fret, next to the D string. I think I said that right. And this is what's called the A minor. A minor is it has like more of a sad sound to it, or more of a, I wouldn't say gloomy or anything, but it's just used in like, a lot of those type of songs where, I don't know, heartbreak or whatever you want to call it, or just, just not very happy songs, so let's put it that way. So that's an A minor. What you want to do is you want to take your pick, and this is a pick, you can buy these directly at a store here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but anyway. A pick is a guitar, a little piece, it looks like a triangle. You use it and you basically move it up and down. Try to move back here a little bit. Use it to glide from the top of the string, which is your low E string, all the way down to the high E string. But what's really important is when you're playing certain keys on certain chords, you want to make sure that you play only those specific notes and those strings. I'm sorry. So on this one, you actually play all the strings, so you go all the way down. I do believe it's all the strings. Yep. And just kind of play. I mean, if you first start out, it might sound, I don't know if I can even do it now, but it might have like a kind of a fuzzy sound to it. That's because your fingers are not strong enough and they haven't adapted yet. But as you start playing over time, trust me, your fingers will get stronger, and eventually you'll be able to grip those things a lot tighter and give it a nice clean sound. Okay, so the next thing we could probably learn is another chord, and also to practice these, the easiest way to do it is just not to try to come up with your own any kind of music really soon. You just basically want to go down and kind of hear it. Try to keep it in a certain pace. This is better later when you have a drum machine that will actually allow you to stay in tune with it, or understand timing with it. Timing is everything, but from the beginning, this is all about, you know, getting your fingers strong, building up that hand strength, and really just learning the control of that guitar. So some of the other chords you could learn, and I don't want to throw too much at once because it's real easy to get overwhelmed when you're first playing guitar, but some of the common chords, the first one most people will learn, an easier one, is actually what's called the D chord, excuse me. And the D chord is played on the 2nd fret. You're going to take your index finger again, and you're going to place that one on the G string, and then you're going to take your finger next to it and place that on the far E string at the bottom. I know it's kind of a strange position. Your fingers are going to kind of look side by side like that. And then you're going to take your 3rd finger here, and you're going to cross it down. You may have to stretch it to the 3rd string down, and you're going to actually land it right in the center there, which is the B string. So none of these strings should be in sync with the other one. Like you got this one on this one, it should not be touching the 3rd fret. This one should not be touching this one. So they should all be on, I'm saying fret, they should all be on different strings, and that's your D string. And with your D string, you don't want to play all of the strings. You want to only play from the top, I believe it's the top A string, all the way down to the high E string. Because if you play the top one, I mean you can, but it throws in that bass, and you don't need that for the A. Actually, I might be wrong in there. It might be the bottom one. Let me see. Actually, it is. I'm sorry. So it's not. You play that from like the D string down. Because if you play this, it's going to kind of throw in that bass. I mean, you can, but it's not the recommended procedure. And then again, you just kind of. I mean, it may sound crappy at first. I'm trying to make it sound bad. Yeah, that kind of sounds fuzzy. That's how it'll be when your hand's not strong enough. But when your hand gets strong enough, eventually, it'll have a nice melodic sound to it. Okay, so hopefully we're not going too fast here. And you're getting the hang of just trying those chords over and over again. You can look on the Google them on the internet to learn the hand positions. After a while, you'll just kind of memorize them. The next thing we're going to learn here is an A string, which is almost similar to what you did to the D string. This time what you're going to do, most people say like use their pinky. If you can't use your pinky, you can use the 3rd finger down. I prefer the pinky. My pinky's strong enough, but you're going to take your pinky anyways, and you're going to put it on the 2nd fret of the B string. And these ones are going to follow in order from right to left. And then you're going to take the next one on the very next string down from there, on the G string, and then the D string. So it should look kind of like that. Going up and down, and this finger is not, and the thumb is not being used by anything. The thumb kind of just rests behind the guitar. Some people like to tuck it. I just leave it out there. And then what you're going to do is the same thing. You're going to be doing not all of the strings. You're going to just be playing those ones that you're holding down again. I think you can play the 5th one on this one too. I've often played the 5th. But you're just going to kind of go down the guitar. If you want to go slow, you can go slow. Just kind of make it ring out. So it has that ringing sound. And don't feel embarrassed if it sounds fuzzy in any way. You hear any buzzing? Also, the buzzing may mean that you're too close to another string, so you can kind of, squeeze your fingers in. Sometimes that helps a lot. If you have them bumping the other strings, if I can kind of do it here, you might hear like a buzzy noise if you try to play those strings. So just try to keep them separated. Eventually your hands will get strong enough where it won't be a bothersome thing. So those are the first two. We could probably move on to the G string. The G string is a lot easier. A lot of people like to learn. Usually the A minor, those kind of strings are the best ones to learn at first. And then the next thing would be the G string. So on the 2nd fret, you're going to take your index finger again, and you're going to move it almost up to the G string. It's actually on the A string, on the 2nd fret there. You're going to take your middle finger and move it all the way down to the top part of the left there, which is actually on your E string or your low E string. This one's kind of a stretch, but you take this next finger and you tuck it all the way back here until it hits that high E again. Now eventually you'll have both of them on like this, but for now it's actually played like this. If you can do your pinky, I would, but Now I probably wouldn't prefer it because it's kind of hard to reach it anyway. So you kind of tuck them like that, make sure they're not touching each other, and then hold them down as much as you can, and this time you're going to play all the strings for the G. And G is like a happy sound. Just kind of has that happy feeling to it. And again, if it sounds buzzy or something, which I'll try to do it here if I can. Okay, if I try, it just means your hand's not yet strong enough. So just keep playing it. Keep practicing I'd say about an hour to 2 hours a day if you can. Don't try to overdo it. Like I used to do it for like 5 hours a day. Eventually hands will get tired and you'll just get bored with it. It's very easy to get bored of guitar. I've gotten bored of it many times and shelved it many times. But I highly encourage you to try to stick with it. Let me know if you have any questions too. I'd like to answer your questions as much as I can. I've been playing guitar for about 5-6 years now. It just hasn't, it's kind of been on and off, so. I think that's all we're going to do for this simple little lesson. I just wanted to kind of give you an introduction there. They say this channel it's a faith-based channel, so it'll be putting Bible verses up on here. And eventually maybe we'll be doing some simple worship songs or something like that. But that's about as much as I wanted to share with you today. So if you want to, you can subscribe to this channel. It's just kind of going out. And I appreciate prayer, and growth, and look forward to hearing from you soon. Thanks for watching.